What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Happy full moon total lunar eclipse in Taurus, everybody. What a big time. I'm a big fan of this eclipse. We haven't had a total lunar eclipse in Taurus in a long time. We haven't had a lot of lunar eclipses with the nodes in Taurus. It's really the last one that we had with this, even the solar eclipse was 1985. So we had one of those this year. We get a total lunar. It's a big deal. It's important, and I really love the energy. So we're going to dive into that today. Wishing you all the best. Hope everybody's doing well, and I appreciate you all, as always, for being here. Well, 16 degrees, that sun will just come to 16 degrees. That moon will just hit 16 degrees, and boom, we get a total lunar eclipse. It is going to be at 3:01 a.m. Pacific, so 6:01 on the East Coast, 5:01 Central, wherever else you're at. You can do that math, but I've been, even on yesterday's horoscope, I was really talking about this sort of level of enlightenment. I just feel like this is such a big spiritual lunar eclipse, really. And it look at all this 7 energy. The moon at making a net 7, Uranus making a net 7, sun making a net 7. There's just potent energy, potent spiritual energy. And even Poseidon is at 15 degrees with Mercury. I don't have it on this chart, but I think that, that is the trans-Neptunian planet that does rule enlightenment. So I think that really, like I was saying yesterday, we got all this Scorpio energy in a south node. This is definitely a passionate time. We want to be putting our energy and effort and investing our depth and what we want to have in life right now into our individuated values, and especially with the moon on Uranus here, it is a time to be a rebel in your life, to create a substantial reality. This is Garden of Eden. This is heaven over here in Taurus. And I don't want to call Scorpio hell, because I like Scorpio energy, but it is the underworld type of energy too. That we don't have to put our effort and our personal lives through anymore. Let's start really consciously, because of this level of sort of spiritual enlightenment that I'm honestly feeling, and even having Jupiter and Neptune, the 2 ruling planets of Pisces, together again for the last time we'll ever see in our lives. It's huge. So this is really a time to put your conscious efforts to physical use by making out of the ordinary positive changes, because you're moving passionately into what creates a reality that you really want to be a part of. You don't have to be in a reality that you don't want to be in right now. And I think that it's every little decision, every way that you feel from moment to moment, if you can look at the positive and if you can have the faith to know that you're taking your reality higher, anything is possible. And I think Uranus is showing anything is possible here. It can be something you didn't expect. This can definitely bring change that was unexpected. But again, change is a byproduct of your action. So even if you're finally starting to take action in life and feel like you're going to do something passionately about what's going to bring something physically into your life that you really want, that can change the way that life's coming at you, because you're shifting out of that vibration. So of course it's going to kind of crumble that vibration. Now this might have people on your case. This might have people thinking, oh, you're crazy for doing that. Or you might be looking at the world thinking, oh, the world's crazy for doing that. Well, maybe it is. But again, anything that's outside of yourself is none of your business. So stop focusing on that. Really focus on your passions and start manifesting life right now from a new story, from a higher vantage point, from a very objective place. It is square Saturn, right? Big T square over to Saturn. We're getting ready to see the sun square Saturn. The moon will square it after this eclipse. We've seen Uranus and Saturn in square most of this year and last year. This is where you can shatter reality in your favor. But you have to release sort of this personal identity around a reality that isn't uniquely purposeful to you. Really going into your purpose is everything right now. And I think your soul knows it. And this is where you can take that mature, authority for yourself to really, I think that it is time to break rules. But it's not like just go break rules and break laws. This is breaking the rules that you bind yourself to. Like, go create something for yourself right now that is so unique and special to you, and watch the universe bring it into you. Watch the universe start changing for you. I think that's where we have so much power. Even Venus is starting to make the trine over to Neptune. It's potent right now for really bringing that physical reality, feeling it, and changing and transmuting negative sort of appearances outside of self and transmuting them into really positive areas of life. And this is where you just got to support yourself through whatever change might show up, whatever, might feel like it's harsh outside of you. It might be, and there could be a lot going on in terms of people in your life, in terms of the world, but you have to look at the positive and remember to stay grounded in yourself. If you can separate in some ways from everything outside of you and really get back to your own individuated sense of self, you're going to go so far up. Uranus is going to throw your personal life and throw you up into the heavens here, and this exalted moon of really knowing how to take care of yourself. Now, the moon's going to make really good aspects today. I mean, yeah, it's going to be in this square with Saturn, and it's getting eclipsed early in the morning, but it's also going to sextile Neptune. It's going to trine Pluto by the day's end, because this chart's early, right? 3:01 a.m., so the moon's going to make some moves here. But it's really, and it's also going to oppose Venus, yes. So there is quite a bit that, this is a whole emotional slide shift here. And with Venus being the dispositor of the North Node and in detriment, it could be so easy to hold on to the situations in life that, and what people want and what the government wants and what this, that, and the other. Oh my gosh. It could be so easy to overly attach to that. But if you put your values first right now and look at things objectively, and are able to disconnect and detach from situations in life that are not heavenly, that are not divine, the transmutation of what that can bring, just your purpose and your feeling of your purpose, is substantial. And bringing these dreams to reality. And really, I mean, it is the faith. It's like you kind of have to have blind faith right now. Blind faith that by choosing to live life in your passion, choosing to live life in what's going to bring value to you, without worrying what another person's going to think, without worrying what something outside of you is going to do. I mean, of course, I believe, we should act from a place of, integrity and not go out of our way to hurt or destroy other people, right? I don't believe that at all. But if you're acting from a place of real soul integrity in these times, your whole truth and identification of what that truth is to you can change. And that's this Mars retrograde, which is getting ready to come to 24 degrees, and it's going to start squaring over to Neptune again. It's squaring the midpoint of Jupiter-Uranus. It's quite the time to reevaluate where we're putting so much of our conscious effort and direction. And are we willing to trust without maybe having all the facts lined up? Just act. This is about feeling. What is going to make you happy? What is going to make you feel good? What is going to bring quality into your life? You don't have to think about it so much. And I know Mars can be a little hesitant and less instinctual retrograde, but you're going to know when you feel it. And it's about trusting that and then not getting stuck in the hesitation, but really trusting that you can create. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful eclipse. And I think that we're very, very lucky. But you got to embrace the unknown. You got to embrace the change. You got to embrace the shift. And we have to learn to let go. The more we obsess over the past, the more we obsess over what was, or the relationships, the governments, all these different things, society, we're taking ourselves out of the positive change we can make for ourselves. Reality is going to happen. Society is going to happen. Things are going to take place. Don't let them put you in a dark place. If we have to go into a dark place for ourselves, it's a good time to get into that dark place and be so thankful that we got a light shined on that area of our life so that we can positively transmute that energy and say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm not going to carry this guilt. I love myself. I'm going to build something substantial and something so strong because I'm understanding that everything got me here to be this unique version of myself. It's a very empowering time if you choose for it to be, but this can also be a very heavy time, a very harsh time for people that are going to be a victim, for people that they don't want to detach from the binds and the control of something outside of themselves. But if you're ready to be a revolutionary, this is it. And with Pluto getting ready to come into Aquarius, it's time to be a revolutionary. With Saturn finishing up here, it's time to be a revolutionary. With a lunar eclipse conjunct Uranus, occulting Uranus in the sky, I do recommend everybody, if you can, since we have the option, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere or in the North Americas, South Americas, go see this eclipse. This is a special one. And I think that, it's about releasing fear and moving into love and moving into beauty, trusting yourself, feeling powerful, feeling creative, feeling steady, strong, and like you're ready to graze this pasture of life from a place that makes you feel great and nothing less. And just acting on that feeling instead of thinking about all the different repercussions or all the different outcomes. Your outcome will be great if you're willing to surrender and let go and transmute energy to a higher version. This is some higher self shit, straight up. But it comes with our realities shifting, and it comes with that changing in personal life and in the world. And that's the test. Because if you feel secure and grounded and you feel like nothing can get to you, nothing will. You're going to start creating a timeline for the collective and for yourself that represents that. But these things don't happen overnight. And the universe will test you. Be like, hey, are you really good? Are you really going to see the perspective and see that everything happens for a reason and be able to look at things objectively to make better choices in your life for yourself and for your life that you want to create? We got to look at life right now like that. There's so much abundance that can be had, but it takes the most faith. And I know that's hard sometimes, but that faith it's going to send people to some of the most beautiful places they could have ever dreamed of. And that's where we're going to start changing this reality. And that's where we're going to start coming together and making big changes and coming in, forming groups and this revolutionary time and creating a new timeline. Because that's really what's happening, is we're breaking off into another timeline. And there's a lot of timelines simultaneously overlapped, right? Probably infinite. But ones that we can physically see, because we're all kind of in between frequencies. We're about to kind of detach from the frequencies, right, that we don't want to be on, so we can really lock ourselves and load ourselves onto the frequency that we want to be on. It's a beautiful time. You got to look at the positives, and you got to embrace change. And that's the hard part about this, is this energy doesn't want to change. It wants to stay fixed and be a little too stubborn. That's the belief that has to change to help you surrender to an unconditionally beautiful, loving life. But remember, unconditionally is an interesting thing because it can seem a little detached because it doesn't get worked up over certain situations. It's just feeling unconditional love all the time. For self is so important, and for life, wake up and, try and feel some real gratitude today. I think that's the first step. This is an abundant time. No matter what reality tries to tell you, make it abundant for yourself. Hope that's helpful. I hope we can all use this energy. It's potent. I don't know. I just feel it very intensely spiritually, that's the download, that's the message right now. Over these last 2 horoscopes I've given, and I'm willing to trust and believe that, while also knowing that these timelines we in they're going to go through some weird shit. That's okay. Let's see what the tarot has to say for this eclipse. The Palace of Cups in reverse. I think it's time to get out of a lot of these emotionally attached ideals of what the perfect place for you is, of what the perfect anything is. Just envision yourself being perfect, feel powerful, and you are going to create a palace that'll make you feel so happy in your life. What is this? The 9 of Coins in reverse. That's kind of like the challenge, I feel like, is to feel like you can't do it all on your own. Like you really need help, or like you don't. Sorry, I hit a button on my keyboard with my ring. That you can't do it just on your own. That you can't just make it happen. Like someone has to come in and support in some way. You just have to support yourself, and you'll create this beautiful place within yourself. And they will show in reality. The curiosity of the reality that is green and flourishing and amazing. Being able to talk about what you want, express what you want, let the universe know what you want. Believe that you can have that. And believe that it is going to bring change. But to be youthful about these things. Don't be all stubborn and crusty about how everything has to look. Like, be open and excited. It's a potent time. I love you all very much. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.